Hi guys, and welcome to today's video. Those of you that are new to my channel, my name is Maria, and today I'm going to be trying out the fairly new release. It's a Viseart eyeshadow palette, the Cashmarie one, and I'm also going to be putting on today, it's a new to me product. This was released quite a while ago, and it is the by Terry Brightening CC palette, and it is the one in Beach Bomb. So I've already put my primer on. I've used the Sicily one. I've only just been using this about 3 or 4 weeks, and I really do like this primer, and it seems to also hold up really well during the hot weather here at the moment. And today it is going to be really warm. I think we're going to be hitting 32, 33, maybe plus degrees here, which in Fahrenheit is, I'm not sure, in the 90s, would that be about 93, 95 degrees Fahrenheit? Somewhere around there. So I'm going to put on some foundation, and today I'm going to use, it's the Chanel Ultra Le Tint Ultra Wear All Day Comfort Flawless Finish Foundation, and it is in the shade B30. Now this is not the newly formulated one, and I don't plan on getting that until this has expired or I've used it all, which could be unlikely given how many foundations that I have. So I'm going to just pump a pump and a half on the back of my hand, and I'm going to use the BK Beauty 101 brush to put this on. Now also today I am doing a small giveaway because today it is the 1-year anniversary since I started my YouTube channel. Now this isn't a huge giveaway, but I wanted to acknowledge all those that have been here from the beginning, and also those that have recently subscribed to my channel, because hopefully it won't be too long till I reach the 1K sub mark, and I have been putting quite a few items away for that. That will be a much bigger giveaway. So there are 3 different products that I'm giving away. There are 2 makeup items and 1 skincare item, and I will show you those a bit later on in this video. This is a really gorgeous foundation. I love it, and it wears really good all during the year, but even more during the hot weather. It lasts really, really well. So now I'm going to put on some concealer. It's the Sicily Eye Concealer, and this is in shade 2. This and the Chanel Longwear Concealer are my 2 favourite ones. The ones that I reach for, either one when I wear my everyday makeup. It's just wonderful for all skin types, but especially with more mature skin, when you have wrinkles under your eyes. I just find that it settles into your skin but doesn't crease or cake up during the day. It's really, really beautiful. So I just put a little bit under my eyes, and then I'm going to grab the Sonia G, the soft concealer brush. So I've now put my eyeshadow primer on. I've done my eyebrows. I've also powdered under my eyes and my face as well. And everything that I'm putting on my face today, I will link in the description box below. So now I'm going to put on some bronzer, and we'll take a look at this by Terry Brightening CC palette. So as I said, this has been out quite a while, and I have used this 2 or 3 times, and I really love it. This is made in Italy, and it has 4 different shades in it for highlighting and putting on blush, and also can use as a bronzer, which I'm going to do in a minute. So each pan has 2.3 grams of product. So here are the shades, and they really do look beautiful on the skin. One thing about the by Terry products, I don't know whether all of them have it because I haven't tried all of their products, but I have tried a lot of them. They are very heavily fragrant. So if you don't like fragrance in your products, you probably won't like this. I don't mind it. but it is quite a heavy type of fragrance. So I'm going to go into the deepest colour in here. I'm going to take the Tom Ford bronzer brush, and as I said, this is what I'm going to use for my bronzer today. I'm also going to use this palette for my blush and just to give a bit of highlight as well. So I think that darker shade used as a bronzer is really, really lovely. Now, all of these shades do have a sheen to them. I don't find that they seem to emphasize the texture that I have on my skin. And because I do powder quite heavily this time of the year due to my oily skin, so my foundation has quite a matte look, although my oils do start to come through. Something like this adds a really nice glow to the skin. And as I said, I will use this palette after I've done my eyeshadow to use as my blush and highlighter. So now we'll take a look at the Viseart palette. This was released probably about 3 or 4 weeks ago now. This is the Viseart, this is the Cashmarie palette. This is a 12 pan palette. So that is one side of it. It just has a really beautiful autumn type pattern on it and colouring. And on the back is the satin tag that you open up where the eyeshadows are in, and it also has a really generous size mirror. The covering on these palettes is sort of like a moleskin type of covering, and they are really, really lovely. These shadows are made in the USA. And here are the eyeshadows. As with the other Viseart palettes, these are all the pans. Each one are magnetic, so you can swap them out and change them to other palettes if you want to do that. I never do that. I like to keep my shadows in the palettes that they came in, but it's a good option for those who like to swap their eyeshadows around. And I think if I can read the tiny writing on the back of the packaging here, this has a shelf life, I think it says 36 months from date of opening. Now I am going to swatch these shadows on my arm so you can take a look. So hopefully you can see all the 12 shades. This one is Bubbles, this one is Laughter, this one is Feather, and then we have Pearls, and then we have Burlesque, Flapper, Bootlegger, this is Jazz, this is Roaring, this is 20s, this is Retro, and the very last one is Cigar. So this one is a lavender shade. This is a really lovely taupe shade, This one here is a matte cream. And this one here is a vibrant satin in a champagne ivory. Then we have, this is more medium depth roe, and this one has a touch of peach. This is a rosy mauve. This one's a brown, and then this one here is a really gorgeous copper brown. And then on the bottom row is a plum wine colour. Then this is another lavender colour, but it is cooler than this lavender here. Then there's another taupe with sort of got like a bit of grey in it. And then lastly is a matte one, and that is like an espresso brown. And as you can see from this palette, I had already used it before I showed it on this video. I've used it about 3 or 4 times and I really like it. Probably no surprise because I really do love the Viseart formula. So first of all, I'm going to take the Sonia G. This is the Jumbo Blender, and I'm going to go into the lightest shade here. This is the matte one. It's called Feather. And I'm just going to put this all over my lid. Then I'm going to take my Rapha number 15 brush. I'm going to go into another matte. This one is called flapper, and this one is the Rosy Mauve. Then I'm going to take the Raffit number 14 brush and go into another matte. This is the shade Cigar, and it is the espresso brown colour, and it is the darkest shade in this palette. So I just want to put that through the crease and just slightly above. And I'm going to put this shade on my lower lash line as well. So now I'm just going to use the Raffit number 3 using that same shade and just run that under my lower lash line. Then I'm going to take the Sonia G Builder Pro, and I'm going to use a shade that I haven't used yet in the other times that I've tried this palette. This is the shade Roaring, and this is the plum wine type of colour. It is really, really beautiful. I love the Viseart formula. I think they always blend beautifully and they have great pigment. Then I'm going to take the Sonia G Builder 3 and I'm going to go into the taupe shade. It is in the bottom row, and this is the one that has a little bit of a touch of grey in it as well, and I haven't tried this shade yet either. This is the shade called Retro. Take the Raffit number 3 brush. I'm going to go into the shade on the bottom row again, and this is the shade, just looking at the back of the box over here, this is a shade called 20s, and this is the cooler of the lavender shades. So I'm just going to put this on the inner corner and also just run it up through here a bit just to lighten things up. And then finally I want to just line my upper lash line. I'm going to go back into that darkest matte shade, and this should be enough to be able to give a bit of definition without having to use an eyeliner. So I've now put on my mascara as well, and I think this palette is really, really beautiful, and there were 2 or 3 shades that I hadn't used until today's video, and I think these are really beautiful as well. So now let's get into the 3 products that I am giving away for my 1-year anniversary on YouTube. The first one is a skincare item, and this is made in Korea, and I have tried a few different products out of this range. This is from the range, and I hope I do pronounce it right. I've used them for well over a year, and I'm still not sure whether I pronounced the name right, but it is Pyeongkang Yul, and this is the packaging that it comes in, and it is all sealed up, so I can't open it for you. Now this is the nutrition cream, and this is quite a thick cream, although I still use it even though I have really oily skin. This is one that I use in the evenings. I'm not using it at the moment because I'm trying out some different products, but my everyday that I use twice a day from this range is the Essence Toner, and it is really, really gorgeous. I can't show you the bottle inside, but their packaging for all their products is in these beautiful glass deep blue bottles. It's very simplistic packaging, but it's beautiful, and it's a minimalist range. This is fragrance free, like I think all their products are fragrance free, but they are just stunning. They just put in the ingredients that you need and is a really beautiful brand. The other product that I'm giving away is a makeup eyeshadow, and it is from Viseart. Now, I ordered this quite a while ago. I think I ordered this when I ordered the Cashmarie eyeshadow, and I never got round to using it, and I haven't even opened it to take a look, but I have seen videos on this eyeshadow palette being used, and it is stunning. And it is the Viseart Viseart eyeshadow palette. Here it is. Just beautiful bold colors. I can see there's some metallics in there as well as some mattes. So those of you that love a really bold look are going to love this palette. As I said, I've watched other videos on it, and from what I've seen, it has great pigment and just looks absolutely stunning. And the third and final product that I'm giving away is a Dior product, and it is the Dior Couture Luminizer. It is in shade 05 in Rosewood. I have two others of these luminizers, and I think they are just gorgeous. They go beautifully on the skin. I don't think that they emphasize any texture, and I just think they are stunning. Now, this is brand new. I'm going to open it and show you the color, but I'm going to leave the covering on. So this is the shade Rosewood, and I think it would just be stunning as a highlighter, and I also think that this could be used as a blush as well. If you just want a blush that has a bit of sheen in it as well, I think it would do a great job at both, whether you use it as a blush or a highlighter, or use it as a blush that gives a bit of highlight as well. I think it would be really, really stunning. So this is an international giveaway. I'm not going to spell out all the rules here. It takes too long. But one of the rules is that you must be publicly subscribed to my channel. The other thing I do want to mention, and I will mention it in the description box below as well, is the international shipping. I don't know who's going to win this. It could be someone from anywhere around in the world, and I really have no control over how long international shipping will take. Sometimes it takes only a couple of weeks to reach the person, but other times it can take up to 6 weeks. It really just depends. But don't forget to check out the description box below just to make sure you follow all the rules. Now, in the past, I have done a video to announce the winner. I'm not going to do that anymore, but what I will do is once I announce the winner, it will be on my community tab, and I'll also put it in my Instagram stories. So if you would like to enter this competition, make sure you read the rules in the description box below, and please leave a comment saying that you would like to enter this giveaway. And this giveaway will be open for about a week and will close on the 10th of January. So now let's get back into the By Terry palette, and I'm going to put on some blush. I'm going to take the Chukahodo F03 brush, and I'm going to go into this pink color here, and I'm just going to put a bit on the brush. I just want to go fairly easy with the color. And then I'm just going to go over very lightly with the lighter shade. I'm just going to touch the brush in to the shade and just put a tiny bit over the top. And as I said, all of these shades have a sheen in them, so I definitely won't need a highlighter as well. And the coral shade in this palette is gorgeous too. But today I'm just going to stick with that pink and that very light color as well. But used as the bronzer and those other two shades for the blush, I think this is a really, really lovely palette. So now we're going to put on some lipstick. These are not new lipsticks. I'm going to put on some lip liner first. This is a Sisley one, and it is in the color Nude. I'm going to go very light with my lipstick today. And for my lipstick, I'm going to use a Chanel one. It's a Rouge Coco Flash. It's number 158 in Dawn. I use this lipstick a lot. It is definitely one of my everyday shades, and I really love the formula. And here is the final look. Well, I love the foundation. I've talked about it a few times before, that Chanel, the tint, this long wear is perfect, especially for today's warm weather, and I know it's going to last. This by Terry CC palette, the brightening one, is just beautiful, and it's a great multitasker as well. It's great with one palette. You can use a bronzer and a blush and also have it as highlight as well. It's really, really handy. Be great if you were traveling, but I have reached for this a few times since I bought it, and I like it, especially when I haven't got a lot of time to spend on my makeup. Something like this is great to reach for. The formula is gorgeous, and I love the really subtle sheen that it has. I think it gives just a really, really beautiful soft glow. And the Viseart palette is gorgeous. I love Viseart palettes. I think they are great value for money. Now, from memory, I think that this palette, the 12 shade one that I used today, is about 46 or 48 US dollars. If I'm wrong, I will put something below here with the correct price, but I think that's about the price range of it. They are great value for money. They are a beautiful formula. They blend like a dream, the Viseart formulas. They have a lot of different palettes, from the Petite Prose 4s to these bigger ones, the 12 pan. They also have a midi range, and they have a few of really large palettes as well. I've got nearly all of them, and they never disappoint. They are just absolutely stunning, and are definitely eyeshadows that I reach for in my everyday makeup. And because they have so many different palettes, if you go to their website and have a look, you're bound to find a color story that you would really, really love. And if you haven't tried them before, I don't think that you're going to be disappointed. I think they are just beautiful, beautiful eyeshadows. So that's it for today's video. Don't forget to read the description box for the rules for my 1 year anniversary international giveaway. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you next time. Bye.